So I just saw the new film that dropped on Netflix, Viking Wolf, a Norwegian werewolf film. And I know what you're thinking. Stop right there. I don't need to know anymore. I love Vikings. I love werewolves. Put them together in a versus film and I'm in. Insert the meme of Fry saying, "Take all my money." I know. I was the same. Viking Wolf, that's one of the greatest titles I've ever heard. But I am so sorry to tell you. I have to be the one to tell you all. And honestly, this physically hurts me to say. This film's title is misleading. Dangerously so. This film is called Viking Wolf. But this film is not set in ye old Vikings time. No. This isn't some kind of Ragnar Lothbrok versus a werewolf situation. No. This is set in modern day times. Just modern day Norway. There are no Vikings present whatsoever. Actually, that's not true. There's a prologue in which there are Vikings, and it sets you up for such hope and anticipation and wonder for the film that you're about to watch, which is called Viking Wolf. But it's just like a normal teen monster film set in modern day. Now, I don't want to be the fun police or the film title police or some kind of hybrid situation of those two separate policing peoples. I don't want to be that guy. It's 2023. You can call your film whatever you want. I'm not trying to title shame anybody. But that being said, if you are going to title your film Viking Wolf, which you can do that. Call it whatever you want. But if you are going to call it Viking Wolf and you are at no point in your film going to have a Viking fight a wolf or a Viking turn into a wolf or a wolf become a Viking, if none of these things are going to happen, what are we doing? Let's be honest, what are we doing? If I'm expecting Vikings and wolves to be battling or teaming up or some kind of combination of wolf and werewolf and Viking, if I'm expecting that at the start of the movie and then you put a prologue with some Vikings in it, and then it cuts to modern day and you like whatever happens next, it's an upward battle. You can't really win. And then when your film is just like super paint by numbers and just kind of cliche and just kind of generic, it's just really disappointing. And what's worse, you have now taken the title Viking Wolf. Now, if some amazing, crazy director, who I hope exists somewhere in this world, wants to make a Vikings versus werewolves film, he can't call it Viking Wolf, a fantastic title for a film. He'll just have to call it like Vikings versus Werewolves. Which admittedly, actually, now I say that out loud, is an amazing title for a film. And if I really think about it, that's it's already made all the money, because I can't even think of a single film with verses in the title that's bad. It's always good. It's always gold. It's pretty much like the opposite of a video game film. Just to be clear, I was just doing a little bit. I am aware that video game films have suddenly in the last 5 years actually become very, very good. I am watching The Last of Us, that third episode. Oh my God. So this film isn't the period piece that it sounds like it's going to be with the title. I'll get over the title. I won't. It's the only thing that's on my mind. So instead of that, what we get is a teen monster film, a small town murder mystery kind of situation. And it's a teen film, it's a monster film, it's a horror film, I guess. But all of these aspects I don't think work very well. None of them feel like they've given enough screen time to develop them at all. There are a couple of moments with the teens where I'm like, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it also feels so surface level. Like they're just like, okay, teens, they're drinking by a lake, and then scene ends, let's move on. And it's like, oh, okay, we're not going to spend time developing any of these characters. Like there's a bully character and he gets about 7 seconds of screen time to be a bully. In terms of horror, I mean, I don't even know if it's trying to be a horror film, because there's no scenes that are particularly scary or horrific. There's like one scene in like a mine shaft, which I suppose was meant to be kind of like one of the big set piece horror moments, but it just kind of falls flat. In terms of spooks and scares, the tone and atmosphere is just kind of very subpar, like very just like, I don't know, I never kind of was like engrossed in the film in the way you kind of want with these horror films, like when they're creeping around at night in the woods. I wasn't like on the edge of my seat. I just felt like I was just watching a thing that was happening and something would happen and I would go, that happened, I suppose. In terms of the gore and violence, it pays lip service and we see some kind of aftermath stuff, but generally speaking, there's no interesting kills, there's no kind of spectacular visual effects or practical effects. It all just feels so just kind of like, meh. Honestly, I'm starting to get sick of myself being so negative, so let's talk about some positives. The cast is serviceable. The cast is not bad. They're not bad. That's the positive, I suppose. All right, let's move on. Something that is amazing is the visual effects. The CGI creature effects are spectacular. They are like surprisingly good. There is one aspect of this film that is so interesting and unique and new that it takes it away from being just kind of this subpar standard thing. The Lycan lore in this film is really fresh and unique and interesting. The lore that they use and create in this film is super, super cool. Every single time there's some kind of, animal expert or some kind of scientist or some kind of old gruff hunter who's been hunting the monster for years. And the way all these characters talk about the lore and the creatures and the monsters and all this stuff is super engaging, super interesting. Honestly, I would have enjoyed the film more if it was just these characters in rooms talking about the lore the whole film. Get rid of the teen stuff, get rid of the Viking title, so I'm not expecting Vikings in a... Why is it called Viking Wolf? Just want to see a Viking fight a wolf. Is that too much to ask? And honestly, the more I think about it, I would just love to see like a Viking village, bring in a wolf. Like the opposite of the Jungle Book, where they bring in a wolf and they train it to be a Viking. So I feel like this review has kind of been a bit of a downer. Like this film is bad, but it's not so bad that I want to kind of rip it to shreds and have fun tearing it apart. It's just kind of super disappointing. Like I would love for this film to be good. I kind of feel bad for how much I disliked it. So if you're like me and you're super disappointed that this new werewolf film sucks, I thought it'd be really fun to recommend 3 of my favorite werewolf films. First one, American Werewolf in London. This is a classic of the genre. It is so funny, really scary, just an amazing cast, an amazing story, one of my favorite films of all time, and it has, hands down, easily the single best werewolf transformation ever put to screen. It is a thing of beauty. Number 2, The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Jim Cummings directs and stars in this impossibly funny and very unique take on the werewolf genre. It is just so good in every single way, really surprising and fresh. And last on my list is Werewolves Within. This is a whodunit murder mystery situation with a bit of a werewolf twist. This is way more of a comedy than a horror, but it is very, very funny. The cast is amazing. Yeah, I mean, this, once again, like the other 2, perfect film. All 3 of these films, I would say, are perfect 5-star films. I love them. Go check them out. And I would love to get some werewolf recommendations from anybody who's got this far in the review. I would love to have some new werewolf films to watch. I love werewolves. I love them being like, grr, I'm a werewolf. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I'd love to know, if you did watch this film, what'd you think?